So now we'll see a few more OWD options. As of now, we have discussed about the OWD option private. Now let's see the few more OWD options here. Like we have the public read only, public read write, public read write transfer. Some more options are available which are most important. Okay, now let's see. The next OWD option is public read only. Then what do you mean by this public read only here? If I am making an object's OWD as public read only, then what it means here? Now let me explain practically. For example, assume that I have an object. I have an object which is a standard object, that is account. So for this account object, I am assigning the OWD option here to make the records visibility, to indicate the scope of those records, to whom the records has to be get visible. So I'm indicating that object's OWD, and for this object's OWD, I'm indicating as public read only. Okay, public read only. So this is the OWD option that I have specified for my object account. So whenever I am going to be assigning the account object's OWD as private, so the public read only, what will happen? Now let's see. So now here on the other hand, we are having the users. Okay, we are having these users. So these are the various users are available when coming to my organization. Okay, these are the various users are available who are in this hierarchy. Now, so when you make this object's OWD as public read only, then what will happen? Suppose, for example, I am the development user here. Today, I am creating a record inside my object. Okay, I am creating a new record. Whenever I am creating a record inside this object, then what will happen? I am the owner of the record. As an owner, I will be having the full control. That I can see my record, I can modify, I can delete, and I can share my record to the other people also, because I am the owner, so I have that rights. So along with me, my manager, that means I am reporting to the training batch user, that means CEO role user. Now this user also will be having the full control. So he is having the full control, and then development user is also having the full control because he is the owner over here. Okay, he is the owner of the record. As a owner, he will be having the full control, and his manager also will be having the full control. Then what about the other users over here? Like the manager user, customer user, testing user, what about these user people here? Will these people are able to see my record or not? If they are able to see, then what level of access they can have on my record here? In this case, whenever we are going to be making the object's OWD as private previously, then the record will be purely restricted. The record will be getting visible only to the two people. One is the owner of the record, second one is his manager here. Other people will not be able to access. But now the OWD option is public read only. So whenever we are going to be creating a record, then the record is a public record. Public record means what? Everyone can able to see the record here. Okay? Public group in the sense it's a group. Public record in the sense, okay, it's a common record which can be accessible by any user inside my organization. That means what? Whenever I'm making the object's OWD as public read only, then if any of the user creates a record, then the owner of the record will be having the full control, and then his manager also having the full control. Along with this, both the people, other users also will be having the access on the record. That means everybody can see my record. Everybody can access my record here. Because it's a public record. So that every user inside my organization will be able to access my record here. Then, what is the difference in this case? I'm a owner, I'm able to see the record. He is a normal user, he is also able to see the record. Then what is the difference over here? In this case, owner will be having the full control and the other users inside the organization, like as manager user, customer user, and the testing user. These people will be having only read-only permission. Okay? Only the owner and his manager will be having the full control on the record. They can do whatever the operation they want. They can see the record. They can modify. They can remove the record from the object also if it is no longer required. And along with that, if required, they can able to share the record to the other people also. So, but the other users inside the organization, just they will be having read-only access on my record. Those people can't modify, those people can't share, those people can't delete my record from the object here. Okay? Clear? Now, in this case, whenever we are making the object's portability as public read-only, at that time, if any of the user creates a record here, okay, if any of the user creates a record, then the record will be getting visible to the owner of the record and his manager. But the other people will be also able to see the record with read-only permission. Okay, they can't modify, they can't delete, and they can't share the record to the other users here. Okay, clear? Now, so now here simply, okay, let me explain a general scenario. So I have created a Google Drive. Okay, every day, whatever the session is going on, I'm recording that session video and the notepad document which I have prepared, I'm going to uploading the documents into your drive. I have given the drive access to all of you. Okay, everyone can able to access our Google Drive and you can able to access those videos, you can play the videos and you can watch the videos also regarding the session, whatever we had. In this case here. So I am the owner of the drive, I have created that. So I'm having the rights that I can able to add some new videos inside that. I can upload some new documents inside that. I can remove some of the videos also here. I can share that video drive access to some other people also. But as a user, you can't share that drive access to other people here. When you try to share your drive access to other people, the request will come to me. Because here those people will not get the access here. That request will come to me because I am the owner of that record. Without my approval, without my permission, drive cannot be shared to the other people here. Okay? You will be having read-only permissions. Just you can able to play the video, but you can't download. Because upon uploading the video, I'm going to be removing the downloading permissions over here. I'm removing that sharing permissions also over there. But for the documents, I'm giving the full permissions to you. But for the videos, I'm restricting that. Because you can't share those videos to other people. You can't download those videos into your local systems also. But anyhow, the people are downloading that one. Multiple mechanisms are available. Okay, now, so we know that here. So now here in this case here. So now here in this case, so we are going to restricting the permissions also. Like the similar way here also, whenever we are making this object's portability as public read-only, at that time, if any of the user creates the record owner and his manager will be having the full control and the other users also will be having that access on the record with read-only permission here. This is the concept of public read-only access here. Okay? Now, make a note over here. Will you go through the document or can I give the notes here? Notes is required? Okay. Not required? Okay. Now, yeah, in that one I have clearly documented everything. Each and every point I have documented inside your hard copy. Okay. Now, so now let me go to that next feature here. Now tell me this feature here. You know, similar, nothing different. Then, what will happen in this case? Whenever I am making the object's portability as public read-write, then what will happen? Read and edit permission. For whom? For the other users inside the organization. Owner and his manager, full control here. In this case, whenever we are making this object's portability as public read-write, at that time, if any of the user is creating the record inside this object, then the record is a public record. So that not only the owner of the record, not only his manager, every user inside the organization will be having the access on the record. But at that time, the owner of the record and his manager will be having the full control, and the remaining people will be having that read permission and write permission. That means these people can able to see my record, these people can modify my record, but they can't delete my record, they can't share my record to that other people over here. Okay? So this is the permission granted by the OWD public read write option here. Okay? Whenever you are making the objects OWD as public read write, the owner of the record and his manager will be getting the full control, and the other users will be getting that read write access on that record here. Okay? But the other people can't share your record to the other people, and those people can't remove your record from that object also. Okay? Now, in this case, for example here, there is a common question in the entry point of view. Today, I am creating an object here, like as some customer. Okay, customer. Whenever I am creating the object, then what is the default OWD option will be assigning by Salesforce for my object customer? Private or public read only or public read write or what? Public read write. Okay. By default, whenever we are creating your own custom object in Salesforce, by default for every custom object, Salesforce is assigning the default OWD option as public read write. The default option is public read write option. That's what here, during the role hierarchy, when I configure the role hierarchy, when I create a record, the record is visible to everyone, because here, by default, Salesforce is exposing my record to every user inside the organization. Everybody can able to see my record, everybody can able to modify my record also, but they can't remove, they can't share my record to the other people. Okay? So this is the default OWD option has been given by Salesforce by default here. Okay? Clear? Next one. The next one here. Then how can we do the testing process over here? Just you can go to that account object. First of all, as a step one, go to the account object and then make that account object's OWD as public read only. Okay. Once the OWD option has been modified, then log in into any of the user account over here, create a record. Okay. Then verify that here. The record should be visible to the owner and then his manager also with the full permissions here. Other people also you can verify. That means do the negative testing also here. Other people will not be able to modify the record. They cannot delete the record. They cannot share the record for public read only here. Like the similar way, change that account object OWD as public read write and do the testing process over here. Okay, do the practical part. Okay. Now, the next one, public read write transfer. Then what do you mean by this public read write transfer? You know up to public read write option. That means the record will be a public record so that everybody can see my record, everybody can modify my record. But only the owner will be having deletion rights, owner is having that sharing rights. Now, then what do you mean by this a transfer option over here? Then, what do you mean by this a transfer option? What is the use? Sharing the record to other people. Already we are having sharing concept, right? Then what is the difference between sharing and transferring the ownership here? Okay. Suppose, for example, come to a general scenario. Assume that, okay, first come to that sharing concept here. Assume that I have a mobile. Okay, it's my own. I have purchased that mobile 6 months back. I'm using that. So I am the owner of that mobile device. I can do whatever I want here. But I can make some calls, I can receive some calls, and I can able to access the internet, I can play some games also. Okay. So now in this case, if the mobile is not working, I can throw it out in the dustbin also here. Because I have that right, because I am the owner of that mobile. Now along with me, in my room, my roommate is also there. He's one of my friend. My friend is also there in my room. So today, he asked me to give my mobile because he would like to make some calls. In his mobile, there is no balance here, so he would like to utilize my mobile to make some calls. So I have given my mobile to my friend here. Now in this case, what will happen? What kind of rights he is having on my mobile? He can make some calls, he can receive some calls here, that's it. Okay? So in this case, he can't see the personal data what I have inside my mobile. Because he is not the owner, he is not having full rights. He is having very limited rights over here. Okay? So now in this case here, he can't throw my mobile into the dustbin over here. Because he is not the owner, I am the owner. I have that right, but he is not having that rights. I have shared my mobile to that person. Even though my mobile is utilizing by that person, still I am the owner of the record. I am the owner of that mobile device here. Just he is utilizing my mobile, okay, for some time to make some calls, to receive some calls. In this case, that means what? When coming to the sharing, whenever I'm sharing a record to that other people also, even though other people might be able to access my record, still I will be continuing as the owner of the record. I am the owner of the record still, but along with me, other people are also able to see my record. Other people can do some operations on my record over here. Okay? So this is the concept of sharing. That means still you will be the owner. Okay, your owner is not a change. Owner is still yourself. But along with you, other people also can able to use that mobile device here. Other people can able to access that record here. They can perform some operations on that record as well. Okay? Now, come to one more scenario. For example here, 6 months back, I have purchased a two-wheeler vehicle. Okay, a Hero Honda bike. By investing some 80,000 rupees, I purchased a two-wheeler vehicle here. Now, once I purchase that bike, who is the owner? Myself. Because here, I did the registration process. The device has been nothing but that bike has been registered on my name here. So I am the owner of that vehicle over here. Since almost 6 months, I'm using that vehicle. Now, recently, I found the latest model of bike in the market. So I would like to buy that new vehicle here. So I'm planning to buy the new vehicle, which is a new model. So I'm ready with the money also here. Now, what about this old bike? I want to sell it out over here. Now, this person wants to buy my bike over here. He would like to purchase my bike. I have sold out my bike to this person over here. Now, who is the owner? Who is the owner of this bike? Myself? No. The person who has purchased that person will be the owner of the bike. Can I have some rights on that bike? No. I don't have that rights. Because here, whenever I'm going to be transferring the ownership from one person to another person, the previous person will be losing the access on that record here. Okay? He will be losing the access. He don't have any rights on that. He can't access that. He can't see the record also. Because he is not the owner. Owner has been transferred to some other person. That person will be having the full rights on that, the bike or the record, whatever they have. So in this case, if it is a transferring the record ownership, whenever I'm transferring the record ownership from one user to another user, then the old owner will be losing the access on the record. So now that means he will not be able to access that record. He can't see the record. He can't modify. He can't do any other operations. The new person will be getting the full control on that. But if it is a sharing, still you will be continuing the owner of the record. Along with you, other people can able to access that record here. Okay? There is a major difference between sharing and transferring the record ownership. If it is a sharing process, still you will be having the access on the record because you are the owner. But along with you, other people can able to access that record. But if it is a record ownership, then once you are transferring the record ownership, automatically the new member will be getting the full control. You will be losing the access on that record itself. You no longer access that record over here. Okay? So this is the main difference between the transferring the record ownership and then the sharing the record to the other people over here. Now, in this case here, by using this transfer option, okay, with the help of this transfer option, we can transfer the record ownership from one user to another user. Okay, we can transfer the record ownership from one user to another user. With the help of this transfer option. If you don't have this transfer option, then you can't transfer the record ownership over here. With the help of this transfer option, we can transfer the record ownership from one user to another user. Then how can we transfer the record ownership here? Okay, how can we transfer the record ownership? Okay, now let's see practically in this case. In order to transfer the record ownership, we need an option called as OWD option called as read write transfer. With the help of this public read write transfer option, we can transfer the record ownership from one user to another user here. That possibility is available. So whenever I'm transferring the record ownership, multiple scenarios will come into the picture. We'll see that concept today here. Okay, now, in this case here, whenever I'm going to be transferring the record ownership here, okay, whenever I'm transferring the record ownership, then what will happen? Now let's see practically how many mechanisms are available to whom we can transfer the record ownership. We'll see practically in this case. Okay, now, in this case here, in order to transfer the record ownership, we are using the public read write transfer option. Now tell me, for what object this public read write transfer option is applicable? This OWD option can be applicable for what objects? Lead object and case object here. Only two objects can able to have this option here. So whenever we are using our objects, okay, to change the OWD, we found this public read write transfer option will be applicable for only two objects in Salesforce. One is lead, second one is case. Okay, by using that lead, and for the lead object, for the case object records, we can transfer the record ownership from one user to another user also. Okay, now, in this case here, this option will be applicable only for the lead and the case object here. Only lead and case objects. Only for the lead and the case objects we can able to transfer the record ownership here. Now let me show you over here what kind of options, what kind of scenarios will come into the picture in this case here. Then how to transfer the record ownership here. Okay, now let's see practically. Now, how can we transfer the record ownership? Now let's see. Whenever we are going to be transferring the record ownership, we have two mechanisms are available. Okay, we have two ways are available in order to transfer the record ownership, okay, from a user to another user also. Then, in this case here, okay, in this case, so what are those two mechanisms here? Upon transferring the record ownership, we have two mechanisms. First one is the manual transfer. Manually, we can able to transfer the ownership of the record from one user to another user. Second one is automated here. Second one is the automated transfer. That means here through some automated processes, I would like to transfer my record ownership from one user to another user here. Okay. Through some automated processes also, we can transfer the record ownership from one user to another user also. That possibility is available. Then how can we transfer the record ownership? Now, let me show you practically in this case. Now, so here let me show you for the account object, how can we do that? Let me show you how can we do for the lead object, then observe the difference over here. Now, for example, I'm using my account object here. I'm using my account object. In my account object, I have so many account records are available. Okay, I have so many account records are available. I'm opening an account record with the name Suresh Kumar. So this is the account record is available here. Who is the owner of this record now? Training batch user. Now it is indicating that the record owner is training batch user. Okay. Now I want to transfer this record from training batch user to some another user, like us to development user. How can we transfer it? If you want to share the record, then you are having that sharing button here. If you want to transfer the record completely, what we can do? In this case, we have an option called as change link. Beside this owner name, you will be having a link called as change link. That means we can change the owner of the record here. Currently, training batch user will be the owner of the record, so he will be having the full control of this. Now, I would like to transfer this record ownership to that development user. Because this training batch user has relieving from my organization, okay, will not be available from tomorrow onwards. So whatever the customer is handling right now, these customer records I'm transferring to some another user over here. So that from now onwards, this new person will take care of that, all the customers here. So in this case, how can we transfer this record ownership? Just to go to that change link. Beside this owner field name, you will be having that change link. Just click on that change link. We can able to select the new user. That means new owner to whom you want to transfer the record ownership. Okay. In order to transfer the record ownership, we are going to be using this change link. Click on change link. Now currently, the training batch user will be the owner. Now I want to transfer the record ownership to the development user. How can we do that one? Just you can go to that field here, lookup field, select the owner to whom you want to transfer over here. Now, select that lookup icon. Now it is populating the users, whatever we have. These are the various users are available right now inside my organization. Excuse me. Currently, the training batch user will be the owner of that record. Now I want to transfer this record ownership to the development user. So that select the user to whom you want to transfer the record ownership. I'm selecting development user. Now in this case, whenever you are going to be transferring the record ownership from the training batch user to the development user, in this case, if you want to notify to the person over here, then we can able to notify by selecting the checkbox called as send a notification email. Okay, send a notification email. That means when coming to the training batch user, training batch is nothing but what? One user. Upon creating that user, I have given some email ID, right? Yes. So now to that email ID, I want to send an email notification. Boss, one of your record has been transferred to some other people over here, so that no need to take care about that record. From now onwards, another person will be working on that record here. And along with that here, now the record is transferring to whom? To the development user over here. Now, in this case, development user will be having his own email ID. To this email ID, one email notification will be getting sent. Boss, a new record has been assigned to you. That means the old owner and the new owner both will be getting notified over here. Okay. For the old owner, it is sending the notification, one of your record has been transferred to some other person over here. So you no longer access that record. You don't have the right on the record, so that you no need to work on that. Another person has been working on that record. The new person will be receiving the notification that the new record has been assigned to you. So please start working on this record. And in this case, if this account record is having any associated opportunities, any associated cases are available, then what about these associated records? You want me to transfer these records also? If yes, then select the checkbox over here. Select the checkboxes over here. I want to transfer all the opportunities and all the cases over here. Whatever the opportunities, it may be closed one, it may be non-closed one. Whatever the cases available, it may be closed one, it may be non-closed one. Everything we can able to transfer here. The possibility is available with the help of selecting this checkbox. So that here, previously, the training batch user will be the owner of that record. Here, now I am transferring the record ownership to the user development. As soon as once you click on that save button, record ownership will be getting transferred. Previously, the training batch user is the owner. Now, the owner of this record is user development. He is a new owner over here. So that we can able to open the record and then we can go to that owner field, click on change link, and then we can able to transfer the record ownership here. Okay? Clear? Now, in this case here, you can raise the question. Sir, for example, training batch user is handling some 1,000 records, 1,000 account records are available. How can we transfer each and every record to the development user? If I'm opening each and every record manually, it will take more time. If I'm transferring every record manually by clicking on that change link, it will take more time. Do we have any ready-made process through which I can able to transfer all the records to the development user in one shot? Yes, there is a possibility here. How can we do that? For that one, you will be having an option called as mass transfer option. Okay, mass means a bulk records we can able to transfer in one shot. In this case, if you want to transfer the bulk records in one shot, just you can go to that setup menu, go to the administer menu in the left panel, go to the data management here. Okay, go to the data management. So in this case, you will be having an option called as mass transfer records. Okay, there is an option called as mass transfer records. Click on this mass transfer records option. Then you can select what records you would like to transfer over here. Now, it is indicating over here. Now it is indicating that transfer accounts. Okay, transfer the multiple account records from one user to another user here. That possibility is available. If you want to transfer the authorization form, then you can use this option. If you want to transfer the contact type consents, if you want to transfer the customer records here, if you want to transfer hiring manager records, if you want to transfer the leads, or macros, or images, or positions, or scorecard, or quick text, all these things are available over here. You will be having that mass transfer option is available. With the help of this mass transfer option, we can able to transfer the multiple records from one user to another user in one shot. So that here, to transfer that ownership of the record, we are using this mass transfer option also available. Okay. So here, always we are transferring from user to user over here. Okay. I'm transferring the record from user to user in this case here. Okay. Now, let's come to one more scenario. Let me explain. For example, assume that I'm having the lead object here. I'm having that lead object here. These are the various lead records are available inside my object. So now we have created the lead records also previously in our lead object here. For example, take any of the lead record, whatever you want. I'm taking the lead record, some Christian Akin. This is one of the lead record over here. Now, this lead record I would like to transfer from training batch user to development user. Okay, I would like to transfer the record from training batch user to development user. How can we do that? Same situation. Now click on change link. Once you click on this change link, observe what will happen in this case. To whom you want to transfer the record over here? Previously, when I try to transfer my account record over here, once you click on this change link, it is providing the user interface to me. There, here, simply I am having the pick list lookup field in order to select the owner over here to whom you want to transfer. But when you go to that lead object here you will be getting that option is available over here. Like you will be having the lookup field is available to select the owner here. But along with that, you will be having one more pick list is available to whom you want to transfer the record ownership, to the user or to a queue. Okay. To whom you want to transfer the record ownership over here? You want to transfer the record ownership to a user or to a queue. If it is a user, to which user you want to transfer? If it is a queue, to which queue you would like to transfer the record ownership? You have to select that. Now, in this case, what happened? When I try to transfer the record ownership of my account object, I'm getting only the option of selecting the user. But when I try to transfer the record ownership for my lead object, I'm getting the option of user as well as queue also. Then user to user transfer, I can understand that. That means he is also one person, he is also another person. We are transferring the record from this person to this person. Then what do you mean by this queue over here? What is this queue basically? What it contains? In waiting status, okay? Then in this case, what exactly the queue over here? Okay, now let's see. So let me explain the concept of queue. Now, for example, assume that I have an organization. Okay, I have an organization like some Dell. Okay, Dell. So now you know that Dell is purely into the manufacturing organization. They are manufacturing the various hardware devices, like some laptops, desktops, mobiles, projectors, the various hardware devices they are manufacturing here. Now, so now here in this case here, they are purely into the manufacturing process. They are purely into the manufacturing process. They are purely into the manufacturing process. They are manufacturing the various models of devices. Once the devices are ready, they are going to be selling out these devices to the customers over here. They are selling out these devices to that various customers. Okay, now. So they are having so many customers are available here who are utilizing their products. Now, they have so many customers. So they have those, so many customers are available who are utilizing the Dell products. So now Dell people are having so many customers right now with them who are utilizing the Dell products. Now, so now these are the various customers are available for this organization who are utilizing the Dell products here. Now, whenever the customer is purchasing the product, then customer is expecting some assurance, right? Customer is expecting some warranty, right? Yes, definitely. Because, for example, whenever you are going to be purchasing any product here, okay, any product, it may be a mobile, it may be a washing machine, it may be AC, it may be cooler, it may be fridge, whatever, anything. Upon purchasing the product, first of all, the people are expecting was how many years you are giving the warranty here. Okay, how many years you are giving the warranty? Because if the product is giving some issues in future, then how can we get the assurance here? Sometimes some products may be having some damages. Okay, some damaged pieces will be available. At that time, from the day one itself, the customer will be keep on facing some problems. At that time, I can't do some investment in order to make it repair, in order to make it service. So I need some warranty. I need some assurance from the organization side. So in this case, for example, when coming to the Dell people, assume that they have given some 1 year of warranty here. Okay, 1 year of warranty. So now whenever the customer is purchasing the product, Dell people are giving a warranty card. In that warranty card, clearly they are mentioning that, boss, whenever you are facing any problem with my product, then I am the responsible person. So now please contact me on this particular contact number here. They are giving that the toll-free number also. Please make a call to my customer care and you can raise a complaint also. One of our service person will come to your place. He will be resolving the problem here. Or else, nearby your place, if there is any service center is available, go to the nearest service center. You can get the service on free of cost for the first 1 year of period. The first 1 year we are offering some free service to you. After that also we will provide, but that will be a chargeable service here. Depends upon the problem which you are facing, you will be charging some amount over here for that service. Now in this case, for example, the customer is utilizing the Dell product. Today, customer is facing a problem. Okay, he's facing a problem. What the customer will do now? Whenever the customer is facing a problem, what the customer has to do? What we can do in this case? For example, whenever you are accessing the internet, whenever you are using some mobile, if there is any problem is there, then what the people will do generally? Initially, they are making a call to the customer care. Okay, like the similar way here also, when coming to this particular customer, here customer is going to be raising what? A complaint. The complaint is also called as case. The complaint is called as a case. Now, whenever the customer is facing some problem with my product, the customer is going to be raising a case over here. Okay, the customer is going to be raising a case. Now, he will raise a case. Customer is going to be raising a case over here. Now, how the customer can raise a case over here? By making a call to the toll-free number. That means to the customer care executives here. When coming to the Dell people are having a customer care center is available here. Okay, Dell people are having a customer care center. Nothing but a global support center is available, maintaining by Dell people over here. For example, here, Dell people are having a customer care center is available. Okay, there is a customer care center here. Now, this is not the service center. This is a customer care center here. Now, so this is the Dell customer care center. That means call center. Simply you can understand. So not Dell people are having their own customer care center is available over here. So now here in this case, in this customer care center, who are all the people available? Customer care executives are available here. Okay. So now inside this one, they're having the customer care executives are available over here. Okay. Inside this customer care center, they're having the customer care executives are available. These people are simply the help desk people. Okay, these people are simply the help desk people. That means whenever the customer is making a call, these people will receive the calls based on that information collecting from the customer. They are going to be raising the case over here. That means what? In order to raise the complaints, in order to store all the cases information raising by the Dell customers, so now Dell people are going to be maintaining an application over here. Okay, Dell people are using an application here. Might be they're using a grievance management system over here. Okay, they may be using a grievance management system. Is my voice is audible? Is it working? Okay. Now, so now here in this case here, when coming to the Dell people, they're having their own customer care center. In this customer care center, they're having the customer care executives are available here. So in this case, to maintain all the complaints raised by the customers of Dell, they're using one application. They are using some software here. Like they're using a grievance management system. Grievance means complaints. Now they're using a software here. Now, in order to raise the complaint, we have to log in into the application with the credentials. Then only we can able to raise a complaint here by creating a case record. But as a customer, I don't have the credentials to log in into the application here. As an end user, I don't have the credentials. Then how can we create the case record? By taking the help of this customer care executives over here. Now we are having the customer care executives are available when coming to the Dell organization who are sitting inside the Dell customer care center. These people are the employees of Dell organization. These people are having the access to the grievance management application here. These people are having the access to that grievance management application over here. That means for that case management application, these people are having the access. So now what I want to do is, I would like to take the help of these people over here. So now we'll make a call to the customer care here. Because for this customer care, there is a toll-free number is available, which has been given by the Dell people over here. Like for example, they're giving the toll-free number. Voice is not coming. Okay. Now, when coming to the customer is going to be making a call to the toll-free number, which they have given inside the warranty card. So by making a call to the customer care, they are going to be informing to that customer care executive, but today I'm facing a problem with one of your product, which I have purchased 3 months back. Still I'm in the warranty period. So now please create a case record and assign to one of the service persons so that he can resolve my problem over here. So I'm going to be raising that complaint over here. In this case, whenever I'm going to be making a call to the customer care center, one of the customer care executive will receive your call and he will be collecting the required information to raise a complaint, and then they are going to be creating a case record over here. Now, so once the case record has been getting created, okay, as soon as a case record has been getting created, who will be the owner of that case record here? For example, here we are having 2 people are available here inside this. We are having 2 executives are available here. Like some executive 1 and then some executive 2. 2 customer care executives are available over here. Assume that my call has been received by the executive 1. Whenever he is creating a new case record, then who is the owner of this case over here? Who is the owner of this case now? Whenever you are going to be creating a record, then automatically you will be the owner of that record automatically by default here. Because the currently logged in user will be the owner of the record by default, which will be assigning by Salesforce here. Like the similar way, for example, assume that I am one of the customer care executive. Assume that I am the executive 1. So now I'm sitting inside the help desk, I'm sitting inside the call center, I'm receiving my customer calls, I'm going to be creating the case records based on the customer details. Now tell me, as soon as whenever I'm creating the case record will be assigning to me. That means here I'm the owner of that. Now tell me, really I'm working on that case? Really I'm going to be working on that case? No. I'm not working on the case. I'm not a technical guy. I'm not a service person. I'm just a help desk person here. Because the customer can't raise the complaint by him own. The customer can't raise the case by his own. In this case, I'm helping the customer over here. So now I am sitting inside the call center. I'm receiving the customer call. Based on the information given by the customer, I'm creating the case record here. Now, once the case record has been getting created, then to whom do I need to assign this case over here? To whom do I need to assign this case here? I need to assign this case record to that technical person here. That means to the service executive here. Now, who are all the service executives are available? When coming to the Dell people, they're having the service centers are available here. For example, Dell people are having 3 service centers are available here. Now they're having some service centers. Now, so they're having a service center over here. They're having the Hyderabad service center. They're having the Hyderabad service center. Now, like the similar way, Dell people are having the service centers in 2 more places also here. They're having the service center in Bangalore and they're having the service center in Mumbai also. So these are the 3 service centers are available which is maintaining by the Dell people over here. Now, so now Dell people are having the 3 service centers over here. One is in Hyderabad, second one is in Bangalore, third one is in Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai. So these are the 3 service centers are maintaining by the Dell people over here. Okay, 3 service centers are available here. In each and every service center, they're having some executives are available. That means some service engineers are available over here. Like, they will be having some service engineers are available. They will be having some service engineers. In each and every service center, they will be having some service engineers are available over here. Now, for example here, in this service center over here, okay, in this service center, Hyderabad service center, they're having the 3 employees are available. That means 3 executives are available here. Executive 3. So now when coming to that Bangalore, here also they're having the 3 people are available here. Inside that Mumbai service center also, they're having the 3 people are available. So now Dell people are maintaining the 3 service centers here. One is in Hyderabad, second one is in Bangalore, third one is in Mumbai here. Now, in this case, to whom do we need to assign this case record here? Now, the customer who has raised the case, the customer is from Hyderabad location. Then what we can do? Do I need to assign this case record to that Bangalore service center? No. I don't want to assign to Bangalore service center. I don't want to assign to that Mumbai service center here. I want to assign to that Hyderabad service center. In Hyderabad service center, to whom do I need to assign this case record here? To the executive 1 or to the executive 2 or executive 3? To whom do I need to assign over here? To whom do I need to assign now? In this case, for example here, now you can raise the question, sir, I would like to assign to that service engineer 1. Now these service engineers are also called as service advocates. Okay, as part of our CRM terminology, these people are also called as service advocates or the service engineers. Now in this case here, to whom do you want to assign this case record here? If I am assigning this case record to that service engineer 1, so now in this case, my call center is there in Delhi and then the service center is there in Hyderabad over here. Okay, so now my call center is there in Delhi and then service center is in Hyderabad here. In this case, now as a person, nothing but as executive 1, if I am assigning this case record to that, the service engineer 1, in this case, by that time the person is already in vacation. He is in a vacation for next 1 week. Till 1 week, he can't accept that record, he can't work on the record. but the customer don't have that much of time. He need the immediate resolution. Then what we can do in this case? To whom do we need to assign over here? Do we need to assign to that engineer too? Nothing but service person too. Now this person is already having enough items in his plate. He is having full of cases. For the next 3 days he is completely busy. He can't take up some more case records here. Of course, even though he is a full-time free, okay, the people will say that I am full busy today here. Okay. Now this is a common thing will be happening. In this case, this person is having so many cases with him, so he can't take up some more cases here. Now in this case, so now in the Hyderabad service center, one of my enemy is there. So keep on, I would like to assign that case record to that person over here. That means I would like to keep on overloading that person over here. So in this case here, what happened? Whenever I'm going to be assigning a case record to a person, at that time, the person may not take up my case. Because he may be having some more other cases also which are important. He may be busy with some other cases also. He may be in a vacation also. So at that time, he can't take up that here. Then what we can do? In this case here, instead of targeting to any person, okay, instead of targeting to any person, what I want to do is, I would like to place a plate over here. Okay, I would like to place a plate in front of these 3 people. Boss, I'm placing all the items over here. Whatever the item that you want, you can take up, you can have it here. So in this case here, what I want to do is, I would like to maintain a queue. Okay, I'm maintaining a queue over here. That means what? Instead of targeting the people, instead of assigning the records to the people directly, I would like to maintain a queue. Then what do you mean by this queue over here? Here I would like to maintain a queue, and here also I would like to maintain a queue, and here also I would like to maintain a queue. Okay, I would like to maintain a queue. Then what do you mean by a queue basically over here? What it contains basically? What exactly a queue? For example, come to a general scenario. Assume that today I am having a travel plan. Okay, for the Bangalore, I have a train ticket today. My train timing is evening at 6 o'clock. Okay, so evening 6 o'clock is my train time. So as per the schedule, okay, I went to the railway station. I'm waiting for the train. Now the time is 6 o'clock. Just now, the people has announced that, okay, we got the announcement, the train is running 2 hours late. Okay, the train is running 2 hours late. The actual arrival time is 6 o'clock, but the train will come by 8 o'clock here. Till that 8 o'clock, what I can do? Do I need to go back to my home again? Do I need to come back by 8 o'clock? No. Then what we can do? I can wait inside the railway station where there is a waiting room is available here. Okay, there is a waiting room is available. In that waiting room, I can able to wait for some time here till the train is arriving the station. Okay, till the train is arriving the station, I can wait inside that waiting hall over here. Once the train has been arriving the station, they can catch the train. I can start my travel over here. So now the train is running 2 hours late. Till that time, I can able to wait inside that waiting hall. So now in this case here, for example, now in that waiting room, everybody can enter into the waiting room over here. No, only the people who are having the proper reservation, like the first class AC, second class AC, third class AC, only this reservation people can able to enter into that waiting hall here. I'm having some general ticket. Can I go to that waiting room? No, they won't allow. They will throw you out. Because here, when coming to that waiting hall, they are going to be allowing only those people who are having the reservation for first class AC, second class AC, third class AC people only. Even though all the people are customers, they won't allow all the passengers. They will be allowing only those passengers who are having the reservation for first class, second class, third class AC. That means what? When coming to that waiting hall is nothing but what? A location where we can able to wait for some time till the train is arriving the station over here. Now, in this case here also, now, when coming to the case record is going to be assigning the people. But in this case, what I want to do, I don't want to assign the case record to the person over here. I want to place that record inside that queue. Then what do you mean by a queue? Queue is nothing but a location where all the pending records are awaiting for the processing. Okay, all the pending records awaiting for the processing. That means what? Whatever the records are available, whatever the cases have been raised by the customers, now those cases needs to be resolved by the service people over here. But right now, all the service engineers are busy with some other cases here. So now please wait for some time till any of the customer care executive or till any of that service engineer is idle. So in this case here, what I want to do, I want to prepare a queue here. The queue is nothing but what? A location which will be holding all these pending records, okay, for some time. Till what time? Till any of that service engineer is in ideal state over here. Till any of the service engineer is in ideal state, that means till any of the person is free, please wait that record inside that queue over here. Because I don't want to assign the record to that person over here. If I'm assigning that, maybe that person may not be able to take up your record. They may be busy with some other cases also. Till the completion of the previous cases, they can't take up some more cases here. Now, in this case here, I don't want to overload the people. I want to place that record inside that queue. Okay. So in this case, whatever the case has been raised by the customer, I would like to place that case record inside this queue over here. Okay. I would like to place that case record inside that queue. Now, the case record is available here. Whatever the case has been raised by the customer, I would like to place that case record inside that queue here. The case is not yet assigned to the person. Case is still waiting inside that queue. Now today one more customer has raised a complaint here. Now that case is also waiting inside that queue itself. That case is also waiting inside that queue. Is the second case which has been raised by another customer over here. The cases are waiting inside that queue. Now in this case, what exactly a queue basically here? What it contains? When coming to the queue is nothing but a location where all the pending records are waiting for the processing. Till any of that service engineer is idle, till any of the service engineer is free, till the time a case record has to be wait for some time in a location, that location is called as a queue. Okay, now here in this case, what a queue contains basically here? Queue contains two things. Okay, queue contains two things over here. The first one is queue supporting objects. First one is queue supporting objects. Now, the queue contains two things. The first one is the queue supporting objects. Second one is the queue members. These are the two things will be available for your queue. Okay, these are the two things are available here. When coming to the queue contains the queue supporting objects and then the queue members here. Then what do you mean by queue supporting objects? What do you mean by queue members over here? Now let's see. Now, queue supporting objects here. Queue supporting objects. That means queue supporting object in the sense what object records can be held inside the queue. Okay, what object records can be held inside the queue here. Like when you go to that waiting hall inside that railway reservation place in the railway station, now we are having so many passengers are there. So many passengers are there, travelers are available who are traveling with the various trains. Now in this case, we people are having some general ticket is there. So some people are traveling without ticket also. Some people are having that sleeper reservation. Some people are having first class reservation, second class, third class reservations are also there. In this case, all the travelers, all the passengers will not be allowed inside that waiting room. Only those people will be getting allowed who are having the reservation first class, second class, third class AC here. Here also, when coming to the queue supporting objects over here, queue supporting object indicates who are all that record. That means what object records can be held inside that queue. When coming to the Salesforce, we are having so many objects are available, like campaign object, lead object, account, contact, opportunity, case, solution, feedback, like that. So many objects are available. From these objects, what object record the queue can able to hold inside this? Okay, what object record the queue can hold? That option will be indicated by the queue supporting objects. Queue supporting object indicates what object records the queue can hold inside this. Now when coming to the queue will be supporting to store only few object records here. What object record the queue can hold? Now let me explain. Queue will be supporting to store lead object records here. Queue will supports to store case object records. Queue will supports to store order object records here. It will supports to store feedback object records. It's supposed to store feedback question object here. And it will supposed to store feedback question set object records. It will supposed to store feedback request object records. It will supposed to store the feedback template. Feedback template object records here. And then performance cycle. Goal. Metric. Macro. Knowledge article version. User provisioning request. Scorecard. Quick text. Authorization form. Authorization form request. Authorization form consent. Like that, it is supporting so many objects along with all the custom objects also. Okay, all custom objects. When coming to the queue, queue will be supporting to store all these object records. It will support to store lead object records, case object, order, feedback, feedback question set, feedback template, feedback request, and then performance cycle, goal, metric, macro, knowledge article version, user provisioning request, scorecard, quick text, authorization form request, authorization form consent. Like that, it will be supporting so many objects of standard along with all the custom objects it will support. The remaining objects here, like as account, contact, campaign, opportunity, these kind of object records cannot be held inside that queue. Queue will not support to store these object records here. These are the various object records can be held by the queue. Now, in this case, when a record has been placed inside the queue, okay, when a record has been placed inside the queue, who are all the people can access this record here? Who are all the people can access this record? Now, these records can be accessible by only the queue members. These are the people are available who are in the queue. So, these are the people can able to access these records over here. Other than these queue members, other people can't accept here. Other people can't access these records here. Other than these people means only the administrator will be able to access the records. Other people inside your organization, except these 3 service engineers, other people will not be able to access your records here. So in this case, when coming to the queue, once the records are holding inside the queue, then it is indicating who are all the people can access this record. Who are all the people can able to see this record. So that will be indicated by the queue members. That will be indicated by the queue members over here. Now, when coming to that Salesforce here, queue members means these are the users who can able to access that queue records. Whatever the records has been placed inside the queue, those records can be accessible by only the queue members. Other users inside the organization will not be able to access the queue records here. Okay? Now, clear? So these are the 2 things will be available for the queue. Every queue will be having the 2 things are available. Queue supporting objects, queue members. Queue supporting object means what? Queue supporting object indicating that, so now what object records the queue can able to hold inside this. Okay? The second one, queue members. Once the records have been placed inside the queue, then who are all the people can able to access that records here? Who are all the members can access those records? So that will be indicated by the queue members. Okay? Now, in this case here, we are going to be having the queue. So we are placing the queue. In this queue, we are going to placing the records over here. So now, when the customer is going to be raising that case here, okay, whenever the customer is going to be raising the case, then I would like to place that record inside the queue. Because I don't want to assign the record to the person directly, because if I'm assigning to the person, person may not able to pick up. Person may not be able to access that record. The person may not be able to work on that case because he is already busy with some other cases here. He may be in vacation also at that time. Till he is coming back from the vacation, the record has to wait. But if you are having any SLA on the record, then SLA will be getting expired. The automatically case will be getting escalated here. So for that reason here, I don't want to assign the record to the person directly. I want to place inside the queue. Then how can we place the record inside the queue over here? In this case, whenever we are going to placing the record inside the queue, here we are having two mechanisms are available here. Okay, we have two mechanisms are available here. The first one is manual. Okay, manual process is available here. Second one is automated process. Okay, manual assignment or manual transfer, automated transfer. Two features are available over here. So upon transferring the record to that particular people here, then what we can do, we have two ways are available over here. One is the manual transfer, second one is the automated transfer is available. So now we are having the manual transfer, automated transfer over here. Then how can we transfer the record to the queue automatically here? In this case, we are going to be using a feature called as assignment rules. Okay, we are using a feature called as assignment rules. Automated transfer can be done with the help of assignment rules. To share the records automatically, we are using sharing rules. To assign the records automatically, we are going to be using that assignment rules over here. We have a feature called as assignment rules. With the help of this assignment rules feature, we can able to assign the records to the people, nothing but to the queue automatically here. So now here in this case, as soon as whenever the customer care executives are going to be creating the case record, now automatically I would like to transfer this record to the respective queue over here. So now we can able to assign that record to the respective queue, to the Hyderabad sales queue, or to the Bangalore sales queue, or to that Mumbai sales queue. Also dynamically at time, the possibilities available to you. Okay. So now here in this case, how can we assign the record to that queue? So in this case, for example here, assume that today, okay, a customer has raised a complaint. As soon as the customer has raised the complaint, the case we are going to be assigning to that particular queue over here. The customer is from Hyderabad location, so that the case is going to be storing inside that Hyderabad service queue over here. This is the queue that we have, for example. So this is the queue that we have. For this queue, I'm giving that name over here, like as some Hyderabad service queue. Okay, Hyderabad service queue. Now, so now here I'm having that Bangalore service queue. This is the Bangalore service queue. And then here I'm having that Mumbai service queue. So this is the Mumbai service queue. So now this is the Mumbai service queue here. So these are the three queues are available over here right now. In each and every location, I'm having that queue. Okay. So I'm having that Hyderabad service queue. I'm having that Bangalore service queue. I'm having the Mumbai service queue. Depends upon the location of the customer here. Nothing but from which location he is raising the case. Based on that location, I'm going to be assigning the case record to the respective queue. Now, once the record has been placed inside the queue, how long time the record will be available inside the queue over here? How long time? How long time the record will be waiting inside the queue? Suppose, for example, I went into the waiting hall inside my railway station here. Till how long time I need to wait inside that waiting hall? Till the train is arriving to the station, I need to wait. Like the similar way, whenever I'm placing the record inside the queue, the record will be waiting inside the queue till any of that queue member has accepted that record over here. Till any of the queue member has accepted, till that time the record will be waiting inside the queue itself here. Then in this case, you can raise a question, sir, how the member will know there is a record is waiting inside the queue? In this case, as soon as whenever I'm going to placing the record inside the queue, automatically all the queue members will be receiving an email notification over here that there is a record is waiting inside the queue over here. Upon placing a record inside the queue, all the queue members will be receiving that email notification that there is a record has been placed by that one of the customer. The case is waiting inside the queue. So if any of the person is added, so please work on that case record over here. Okay. So in this case, the record will be waiting inside the queue till any of the queue member has accepted it. So as soon as whenever the record has been placed, then automatically every queue member will be receiving an email notification that a new record is waiting inside the queue over here. Now, suppose for example, assume that the case 1 has been raised by one of our valuable customer here. For this customer already we have given the SLA, like he is a very high priority customer to me. So already we are committed to the customer initially. If we are facing any problem, that if the priority of the case is high, we are going to be resolving within 2 hours over here. Okay, within 2 hours. In this case here, morning at 10 o'clock, that case has been getting registered. The case is waiting inside that queue. Nobody has accepted the record as of now. Now the time is 12 o'clock. What will happen in this case? Case will be getting escalated automatically over here. Okay, case will be getting escalated, then automatically one email notification will be sending to the service engineer automatically, an email notification will be sending to that, the service head also, one email notification will be sending to that, the client also that the case has been raised in morning at 10 o'clock, now the time is 12 o'clock, nobody has responded on the case, so please take some action on those people here. If the case has been escalated, it is a big problem for us. Okay. So now you will be getting some escalation from the client side. We have to give some explanation to the client over here. So why we did not able to respond the case over here? Okay. So in this case here, the case should not be escalated over here. So we have to be alert always. So whenever we are going to be working on that service engineer, nothing but service processes, at that time, please, we have to verify inside that cases first, whether we have received any cases or not. If the cases are available, do we have any SLAs available or not? If the SLA is available, first of all, we have to give the high priority to those cases here. Depends upon the priority, we have to give the importance for those cases here. So in this case, whenever we are going to be raising the complaint is going to be placing inside the queue. So now as soon as the complaint is placing inside the queue, automatically each and every member inside the queue will be receiving one email notification. Whenever, if any of the person is idle today, for example, now the case has been raised by one of the customer here. This is the case 1. Who is the owner of this case right now? Case is available where? Inside that queue. Queue will be the owner of that case automatically here. The queue will be the owner of the case here because the case is not assigned to any person over here. Case is still waiting inside the queue. So the queue will be the owner of that case record here. Okay. Suppose, for example, once a case is waiting inside the queue, after 10 minutes, the service engineer is free. Nothing but the service advocate 2 is free. So that here he has opened that case record and he has clicked on that accept button. That means today I am free. I am ready to work on this case record right now. Whenever the person has accepted that case, automatically the case ownership will be transferring from that queue to that accepted member automatically by default. Okay. Initially, who is the owner of that queue? Initially, the case owner is the service engineer 1, nothing but customer care executives 1. Once a case has been getting created, automatically my assignment tool will fire. It is going to be transferring the case record to that queue here. So now the record ownership has been transferred from the engineer 1 to the queue over here, Hyderabad service queue. So once the record is waiting inside that queue, after 10 minutes, one of the service person, like a service engineer 2, he is okay to accept that case record. Where he has opened that case record, he click on that accept button. Whenever the person has accepted that button, automatically the case will be transferring from that queue to that accepted member by default. From there onwards, the engineer 2 will be the owner of the case, so that he will be the responsible person to work on that case record. That means what? Executive to the queue to that service engineer we are transferring that. That means one person to another person we are going to keep on transferring the ownership of the record. In this case, if you want to transfer the record ownership from a user to user also, user to queue, queue to user, or queue to queue also, all the 4 combinations. User to user also we can transfer. User to queue also we can transfer. Queue to user also we can transfer. Queue to queue also we can transfer. That possibility is there. Like for example here, come to a general scenario. Assume that today a customer has made a call to the customer care center here. Assume that myself, engineer 1, nothing but executive 1, I have received that call over here. He is raising a complaint. I have created a case record. Once a case record has been getting created, by default, I will be the owner over here. Now, once a record has been getting created, immediately, one of my automated rule has been fired. It is transferring the case record from myself to that Hyderabad service queue. Okay, Hyderabad service queue. Now, from where to where the record has been transferred, record ownership has been transferred from the executive 1 to that queue. Now the record owner is Hyderabad service queue. Now in this case here, the record is waiting inside this queue over here. One of the engineer to nothing but one of the service person has opened that record here. The person has opened the record, he has looked into the problem over here. Now, in this case here in Hyderabad location, they don't have any expert to resolve that problem over here. They don't have any experts. We don't have the resources to resolve that problem here. But we are having our global delivery center is there. We are having our global support center is there, which is in Bangalore. There we are having the experts over here. So in this case, what these people will do, they will be transferring the case from Hyderabad service center to that Bangalore service center here. Here they will be having the experts people are available. These people will accept that particular record from that queue. They will be start working on it over here. Okay. In this case, what happened? Now the user to queue we have transferred, queue to queue we have transferred, and the queue to user also we can transfer. Okay. All the 4 combinations you can do. User to user, user to queue, queue to user, queue to queue also we can transfer the record with the help of this, the record ownership transfer over here. By using that public read write transfer, we can transfer the record ownership from the multiple combinations over here. Okay. Clear? Now. So now here in this case here, when coming to the queue, queue is nothing but a location where all the pending records are awaiting for the processing. Queue will be having 2 things. One is queue supporting objects. Second one is the queue members here. Queue supporting objects is indicating what object record the queue can hold. Queue members indicating that, so now who are all the people can accept that queue records here. As soon as whenever the record is placing inside the queue, then immediately queue members will be receiving the email notification that a record is waiting inside the queue. If any of the person is idle, the person can able to start working on that queue record here. As soon as whenever he is accepting the record, automatically the ownership of that record will be transferring from queue to that accepted member by default over here. From that they can able to start working on that record over here. Okay. Clear? So this is the concept of queue concept here. Okay. Now, in this case, how can we create the queues inside your Salesforce instance? Okay, we'll see in the tomorrow session here. The next session we'll see. Okay.